Removing bloatware using a utility. We talked about putting free antivirus software on there, removing anything else that's paid, because sometimes if you don't pay it, that stops updating itself, which makes it useless. We talked about anti-malware programs, which retroactively go in and remove PUPs, potentially unwanted programs. And we started to get into keeping your registry clean.
Registry, that's where we were.
Registry, the record of all the preferences, all of the ways that programs interact on your system. It's really the center point to a Windows operating system in a lot of ways.
The flavor that I use, let's say for instance, when I get a document, I want to open it, the registry shows the process and how I open them and so on and so forth.
File associations,
okay,
all your Windows desktop preferences, all the way things interplay, your program settings. For example, you might have, let's say you have Adobe Photoshop and you have a scratch disk, your drive E, all of that's stored, the programs access it from the registry, and it's tuned into that machine and that user, so quite personalized. You can get into it with the registry editor. It's built into the computer, but it's not something for the faint of heart. So the registry cleaner, there's a program called CCleaner, C-C-L-E-A-N-E-R. It's by a company called Praireform, which is really good. They've been around a while. Mm-hmm. They used to be called Crap Cleaner again, but they went corporate. Now it's CCleaner.
Clean up your act, young man.
So you download this program, and it's free for the home version, and you run it. It will find, if you haven't ever run a registry cleaner program, hundreds, maybe thousands of errors in your registry.
Wait. You mean errors, things that I did wrong?
No,
okay.
Things that you normatively did that weren't cleaned up in your registry. For example, programs that no longer are on your machine, but they left all their remnants behind. Perhaps, mismatched file association. So things that really confuse your computer and bog it down. Okay. So it cleans up and optimizes the registry, which really is the central nervous system, of your PC in some ways. And so you run that, you get rid of all that stuff. You're like, wow, that's pretty amazing. CCleaner also has, and it's never wrong, always accept the defaults. You never have a problem with it. When you go ahead and do that, and so it'll clean up your registry. It'll also delete all of the temporary files in your temporary folders, in your recycle bin, your downloaded files, all of that stuff that's just sitting on your computer from your past activity that's not stored in your regular data documents library. It'll get rid of that. That will speed up your computer as well. And there's a specific order we're doing all of this in. We'll put it on the show again on our Facebook site. But you do the cleaner, the registry, and it also has a little tool that allows you to uninstall programs, just like Windows does. But you can go in there and say, look, I don't know what this program is. I don't need it anymore. I haven't used it in years. I'm going to uninstall it. So you can uninstall from there as well. One additional thing on there is something called it wipes the free space. Because, and this will be another show, but if you delete something in your recycle bin, even if you empty the trash, so easy to go back and get it. This actually wipes all that stuff you've deleted so nobody can go back and get it. So it's truly gone. And again, that helps your system just stay at peak operating potential.
I remember back in my experimental computer days, because, I'm not really on a techie, guys, but I'm on a show called Tech Talk 2020 with my technical partner here, Sanjay. And by the way, Sanjay, we want to say hello to Larry and also to Carissa and Cam.
Larry,
hey, Cam.
Manici, and Carissa. Cameron?
Yeah.
Cameron?
She went with Cam.
Cam, that is so awesome you're watching the show. I'm going to tell Pax that you are a dedicated listener, and I don't know, I have to do something nice for you.
What's amazing for me is, though, I used to go into my uninstalled programs, and I'd see stuff there, like you mentioned earlier, all this bloatware, and just say, I've never used that, and start deleting things. And I was worried if I was going to mess something up when I did that. So you're assuring me that the bloatware finder will take those things away without me having to make the decision?
If you use the processing tools, yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Now, when you go into the uninstall portion of CCleaner, for example, you do have to kind of make a decision. But anything obvious that's been installed years ago probably can get away with. And then wiping free space. So it's all in that tool. So that's CCleaner. That cleans your registry. So here's the steps. We've removed bloatware. We've added a proper antivirus and removed anything extra on that. We've added anti-malware. We've cleaned the registry. Now we're going to do Windows updates. And so there's something called Super Patch Tuesday, which is the second Tuesday of each month.
Does that have anything to do with Mardi Gras? Or?
At Microsoft it does, yes. It is a party time.
Yeah,
Everybody's
baby.
done. They got all the patches finalized for production pushes. and they push out the patches and Windows updates.
You should call it Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been done already.
Yes. So anyway, all of these patches get pushed out. That's when you do your Windows updates after the second Tuesday of each month. So go ahead and do that. Check for updates in your system. You go to Start, Control Panels, Settings, and then Windows Updates, or just type in updates into the search
Will it
bar.
do it on its own?
If it's set that way, potentially. But I like Control, and I don't trust some of the stuff in the early, especially Windows 7. I'm not very good at doing that. Go ahead and check for updates, and then apply all the critical ones, and do the optional ones. They're usually pretty good. They're from Microsoft. So now you do all the updates. This could take, if you've never done it or it hasn't been done in a while, this could take hours. So make sure you schedule it in a time where it can just run. It has to download it all. It has to install it all, and it takes quite a long time. So make sure you don't need your PC. And it might be in a mode that says do not turn it off, turn off the PC, but you can't use it for a long time. It'll say 1%, 2%. Then it'll go to 99% for about 3 hours. And then, so anyway, make sure you do that. And now you got all that done. So now you reboot. So you've got this.
Or it starts itself.
Beautiful, beautiful PC now. You've removed all the garbage. You've protected it from viruses, protected it from malware. You've cleaned up the registry and gotten rid of the cobwebs. You've installed all the Windows updates, so now it's secure and patched, and all the bugs are worked out.
And it still runs slow. Is that where you're headed?
Probably not.
No.
It's probably pretty good. It's pretty good. But pretty good is not good enough on Tech Talk 2020.
That's right, baby.
Right? Great is approaching good enough. So the last thing you need to do is defrag. Do you know what defrag?
Frag would probably be short for fragmentation, which is like pieces. And I think of fragments of, I equate that to shrapnel or to, ugly rain. How's that?
Ugly rain.
Yeah, rain with pieces in it.
Wow, that is a nightmare.
Well, you know what?
You're talking post-apocalyptic.
Don't mess with the brain.
Okay.
There's a lot going on in there.
Right, gotcha,
Do not mess with the brain.
So yes, you're right. Kind of. So what happens is you have a hard drive in your computer. When you turn off your computer, the hard drive is what stores all your preferences and data. Your RAM is what keeps things in your memory. It's like the brain of the computer. When you go to sleep, it goes into this, let's say it's a book. Everything's written down, and it stays there, and that's where things are recalled from. That hard drive, typical hard drives that are not solid state, and we'll talk about that in a moment, spin on a platter, right? So inside there's a little magnetic platter, right? It spins, from 5,400 RPMs to 12,000 or 15,000 RPMs. Most home PCs are 5,400 to 7,200 RPM.
Woo!
Spins around. There's a little head. It looks like a record player needle. And it goes and it gets data, except that it goes, back and forth and all kinds of directions. Well, as your computer adds things to your PC, say you download a program, you download a big video file, or you create a video file. Well, it puts it wherever it can. It finds the outer edge of the platter and just puts it there. If it runs into something that's already written there, then it just skips that and puts it right around it. So it might have like, let's say we have some mashed potatoes right here.
I was going to say, it sounds like my refrigerator.
Right. And then there's some peas. And then, I'm just going to put mashed potatoes on the other side. Instead of all the mashed potatoes together, well, defragmenting kind of combines everything together that's used at the same time. So one video file or one program will be put all together so that when your computer needs it, it gets it just like that instead of, let me go get this and this and this and this. Okay, now I put it all together.
So there's a fruit on this shelf. There's vegetables on this shelf. The meat and potatoes here. I mean, so it's basically an organizer.
Yeah, organizes your disk drive and speeds it up for optimization. And also the edges of the platter on the outside, they're spinning at a much higher frequency than that towards the inner. So things that need to be accessed a lot, like operating system files, gets moved to the edge of the platter. So it's big optimization. You can't do a defrag if you don't have enough free space. You got to have at least 20% free space. And so these tools will warn you. But the tool that I love for that is called Defragler.
What a name. Sounds like Hamburglar.
And that's the same company that does CCleaner. It's Praireform. And so you go get Defragler, Defraggler.
Now these are no cost. These programs you're telling me. All these are free.
They're free.
So the advertising that takes place when you're downloading, is that how it's paid for?
Nope. They have professional versions of the tools. They have additional features.
Oh, okay.
Praireform is a great company. They don't make a ton of money. They don't do a lot of adware. It's pretty amazing. A bunch of techies, I guess.
So just go with the free stuff and you'll be good. But I'm just curious how these companies make money. So
yeah, they get patronized.
All right.
Professionals that use them,
all right.
Definitely get the pro license and appreciate it.
They're all here to make a living.
They're all there to make a living. So defragmenting does that. So run the defragger.
Mm-hmm.
Windows 7 and Windows 10. Windows 10 has a built-in defragmentation routine, but defragler is better. If you have a solid-state drive, which is a drive that doesn't have any moving parts, it's newer, it's faster, way faster than a regular drive.
Sure.
You can't defrag that because that'll wear down the drive. So this tool, like a defragler or Windows defragmenter, they're smart enough to say, we're not going to defrag that. It doesn't affect performance because there's no spindle and there's no rotational velocity. It's solid state. It's just sucking data in and out. So that doesn't matter. But defragmenting for a regular thing, this step, this defragmenting, is probably the most critical in terms of the overall system performance. And that's why we do it last, because we add everything to your computer, remove everything, we update everything, and then we do the defrag. And it could take hours if you've never done it before, but you can use your computer. And it'll take all these little bits and blocks and put them together and happily do that. Then you reboot again. The computer will be so awesome. And these are just all free things. You don't have to buy more RAM, which is a definite way to boost your performance. You don't have to buy a faster solid-state drive, which would help. That's the second most important thing. All of these little free tools we talked about will get your computer operating and keeping it operating in peak performance.
So I'm going to drop my 3 computers off of your house and just let you take care of this for me.
No, so I'll
What's
give you
your
this
hourly
guide.
rate, buddy?
Yeah, it's so much. I'll give you these guides here, and you can go ahead and do it yourself. We're going to put it on our Facebook page. Check it out. Let us know if you have any comments, but this will definitely add value to your life in terms of time for things that you already own.
And help us all get smarter together. Hallelujah. Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in to WINT Radio, Integrity Radio, 1330 AM and 101.5 FM. We're so glad that you tuned in for Tech Talk 2020. Tune in next week. We'll talk about more good stuff to get smarter together.